What's that? This just in. We're hosting a live stream kickoff show to usher in Hug Girl Summer!
I can't snort like you can. I'm kind of jealous.
Well, I'll teach you at our live show.
Amazing. So join us on June 1st. This is a Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for an evening of summer-inspired true crime cases.
Yeah, Lucy and I are each doing a case.
Yes,
A full-blown
doing
case. Yeah.
This is gonna be like an old school wine and crime show. And if you've missed us,
we're back.
Here we are, baby. We're also gonna have cocktails, some Midwest dip recipes.
I can't wait to see what you whip up in the dip department.
Literally whipping it up.
Yep.
We're gonna have cats. We're gonna have babies. We're gonna have special announcements. We're gonna have so much more. We're going to be within a stone's throw of my oddities cabinet, so who knows?
Who knows who or what will make an appearance?
Exactly. Could be anything. This is a full-blown virtual live show, and you do not want to miss it.
I personally am working on a Hog Girl Summer craft cocktail that can be done with or without alcohol. It's going to be very versatile. I cannot wait to share the recipe with y'all a little early so you can get your ingredients, and then we can do a whole tutorial at the top of the show to make our cocktails together.
We're going to make our dips together too, baby.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. We might have a little cooking show moment.
Well, we love snacks.
We do love snacks.
So tickets are $15 and include online replay. So if you're nervous that you're not actually available at that specific time, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Get your tickets now at wineandcrimepodcast.com.
And we cannot wait to kick off the summer with you, Hogs!
See, I'm bad at it.
That was so cute. Katherine McNamara canceled from Hollywood after botched Denmark accent on low stakes comedy podcast.
You don't pretend that you don't shit.
Right.
Yeah, no. Everybody poops. It's fine.
Everyone
Thank
poops.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even Kat McNamara. Weird Holes should be the name of your next project.
Yeah.
Weird Holes with Katherine McNamara.
I'll work on it.
Rectal only.
Rectal only.
It's the only safe way. It's the only safe way. What dead thing?
The glee on your face. I can't wait.
This was educational.
This was
True.
one of the most educational and horrifying confessions. My tongue hurts. Viewer discretion is advised.
Here we go. Hello and welcome to Gossip at the Corpse Cart, where your wine and crime gals talk about shit you've seen on your news feed, probably been fed in your For You page.
Have inundated us with in our DMs.
As well as reading aloud the worst things that you people have ever done.
My favorite.
And I'm Lucy.
I'm Amanda.
And we have an extremely special guest today.
The specialist guest.
Welcome to the stage, Katherine McNamara.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I have been a fan of the show for so very long.
You have.
We were so jazzed. You posted something on your story and tagged us, and we were like, she's famous, though.
Shadow Hunters.
Yeah, I found the show because I was doing research. I was auditioning for this film that had a lot to do with Munchausen syndrome. And I was Googling things, and I found you guys, and I found And That's Why We Drink in the same day. And so I've been listening to both of your podcasts since then. That was 6 years ago. So I'm a big old fan.
Love and joy just flooded my heart. That's so funny.
I like that you found us through Munchausen's. That episode was the only time, one of the very few times that we've heard from someone that we talked about on the episode.
What?
And it was one of the Munchie moms.
Yeah.
And she wrote in and was like, that's only one side of the story. And we're like, we don't really need the other side.
We're good not platforming.
That would be an interesting special guest, but maybe not.
I was too scared. No, thank you.
I don't think we replied. It was scary.
Yeah, we just kind of let that one sleep. But we're so happy that you are able to be here today. I know that you are an incredibly busy woman.
Oh, thank you. As are you.
What are you, if you're able to give any hints about what you're working on, or maybe anything that you want to share or plug today at the top of the episode?
Ooh, what can I plug? I can say that I've got a couple of projects in the can right now that, and one that I'm shooting that will be very, very fun. And particularly fans of Shadowhunters are going to be very excited for one of them, which is very great, but I can't talk about it yet.
That's fair.
I'm developing a film, developing a lot of things right now to produce and direct and other things. And
Oh my God.
I'm trying to think of things that are coming out. I mean, you can still find Shadowhunters on Hulu. So
Hell yeah.
That's great.
You definitely can.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you're watching right now that you're obsessed with?
Ooh, I just finished up something. What was it? I just restarted The Jinx Part 2.
Oh!
Because
It's so good.
I've been waiting so long, and we finally are here. And what else have I been watching? I feel like I'm about to rewatch White Lotus again because I love
White
it so
Lotus.
much. And it's summer. It's getting to be summer, so I feel like I need to get in those vacation vibes.
It's the season. If you haven't started watching it yet, highly recommend Under the Bridge on Hulu.
Ooh,
Lily Gladstone is perfection.
amazing.
It's based on a true story of a crime investigation in Canada from the 90s. It's really good.
Incredible.
Yeah, it seems kind of up your alley in
All
your
right.
wheelhouse.
I'm
So
well into
check
it.
that out. Fabulous. Well, we're so glad that you're here, and we're gonna make you read some absolutely unhinged shit that we haven't even heard yet.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be fabulous.
The wine coven gets weird, and I'm super
we
into
get
it.
real weird.
Yeah.
Lots of poop. I foresee some fecal confessions.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm from a medical family, so nothing phases me in that regard. So bring
And you're
it
from
on.
the Midwest, so
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't
know.
pretend that you don't shit.
right.
Yeah, no. Everybody poops. It's fine.
Everyone
Thank
poops.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even Kat McNamara.
That's true.
On occasion, once a year, in very specific circumstances.
When you get
Thank
that
you for
cleanse.
clarifying.
Well, should we kick it off and get going here with some
do it.
crazy headlines from Amanda?
I have. There's no theme. It's all over the place. The world is unwell.
Yes.
That's all I can really say right now. I'm going to kick us off because I want to make very clear that I don't
God.
like this person because he's not good, who we're about to talk about. But this headline kind of made me suddenly love Wisconsin because it's so unhinged.
Sorry, what?
I know. I know. It's feeling like Wisconsin is fully embracing her Florida era. She's arrived, and
Okay.
I 100% support this. So,
Great.
the headline reads, Wisconsin man named D's nuts, arrest following disturbance. This is his like biblical
That is
name.
very Florida.
Yeah.
But it's not Florida, it's Wisconsin. The 42-year-old was arrested after an alleged incident with a gun on the east side of Green Bay. And there is a photo of D's nuts on the drive, which will be on the blog. Oh my gosh. He's one of those dudes where the back of his head looks really flat, and it might be because of his hair, or it might be because his head is just really flat.
Mm-hmm.
But
He was never picked up as a baby.
it's shocking. And his eyes, like one's looking down and one's looking kind of up. They're wonky.
He looks like he's given up.
I'm here for it.
He just looks really sad. Somebody
Yeah.
needs to give that man a hug.
No, I don't
Not
think
me.
so. I don't think
I
anyone
didn't.
needs to hug this man.
Volunteering for that.
Per the news outlet, the criminal complaint reportedly says that the altercation started with an argument over the phone between this individual and two unidentified people earlier in the evening. The two people allegedly showed up at his residence and found that the door to Dee's place was locked until he opened it and punched them with a closed fist in the shoulder. Naughty.
Jeez.
Man.
Dee's. When officers arrived on the scene, two people were brought to a squad car and placed in the back. Dee's Nuts was also brought into custody, appearing intoxicated to police, and was standing outside shirtless at the time. Dee's Nuts does not wear a top.
I'm seeing, no, he's like a walking camel blue. Is his name hyphenated?
I was going to say, is this his
Dee's
given name
Nuts?
or did he change his name to Dee's Nuts?
I am unsure. It appears that his first name is Dee's Nuts hyphenated. His last name is Kroll, and I would imagine that he submitted that update with the Social Security office. I can't imagine after a grueling labor, Mother Kroll meeting her son for the first time and saying,
He looks like a Dee's Nuts.
he looks like Dee's Nuts.
Yeah. Although if so, it explains a lot about his life choices.
And his flat head. Yeah, it's true. It's possible.
I'm also not going to put too much stock into that picture because they also spelled Wisconsin, Winsconsin.
Well,
Oh,
they are
dear.
winning. Authorities
winning.
also seize a loaded CO2 BB gun allegedly belonging to Dee's Nuts.
Of course.
When interviewed by authorities, he was allegedly, quote, talking in circles. Obviously, if he's intoxicated. Kroll faces charges including battery and disorderly conduct with a dangerous weapon. Battery carries a potential sentence of up to 9 months in prison, while his disorderly conduct charge could result in up to 90 days in prison, with the possibility of an additional 6 months due to the weapon involved. But Dee's Nuts Kroll has since been released on a $1,000 bond, and hopefully we'll get an update on what's next for Dee's Nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. He's having a rough day.
He's having a rough existence.
Decade.
This guy's not doing great. But
All the best.
all the best
Yeah.
to Dee's Nuts.
Better choices in the future.
Yep. And
May this be a lesson.
May this be a lesson. I'd also recommend that they wash Dee's Nuts immediately. He doesn't look like he showered in a minute.
No.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Well,
My next headline was not the most sent in headline of the month, but definitely was sent to me a lot and is extremely wholesome and adorable, and is also a mistake that I could fully see myself making and then like posting to Instagram and getting absolutely roasted for doing it. So yeah, this is from BBC News, and there's an incredible the photo is so funny. I can't deal with it. I got this. Okay. Rescued baby hedgehog turns out to be hat bobble, like a pom-pom.
oh my God, the photo.
The pom-pom, initially thought to be a hoglet.
Hoglet?
Hoglet. That's what baby hedgehogs are called. Hoglets.
Oh, adorable muffin.
I know. I would die for this pom-pom. That's the cute with the little bowl of like cat food next
like
to it.
wet food.
In a box with newspaper.
It's like kind of wet.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like an animal.
It does. It
But-
really does.
Yeah.
Shout out to this person who took the time.
I feel like it looks like an animal at a glance, but if you actually like picked it up and put it in this little habitat, I feel like you'd pretty quickly figure out that that's not an animal, but I don't know.
Like the cardboard box with the newspaper on the bottom.
I can't. So this says a wildlife rescue that took in what was thought to be a baby hedgehog found it was actually caring for a bauble from a hat. It was brought to the Lower Moss Nature Reserve and Wildlife Hospital by a well-meaning rescuer. On arrival, they
Who
discovered...
was fucking blind.
I mean, or just drunk. I don't know.
Baby.
It reminds me of in Dumb and Dumber. Pretty bird.
Pretty bird. Pretty
Holly want a
hoglet.
cracker.
Pretty hot.
Oh.
On arrival, they discovered the hoglet was in fact a faux furry friend. Our hearts melted, said the volunteer at the rescue based in Knutsford, Cheshire. The rescue posted on social media a photo of the decorative ball showing it nestled in a box beside a bowl of food.
The decorative ball.
Quote, this adorable hoglet still got all the love, complete with some cozy TLC. Sometimes even the most heartwarming stories start with a hilarious twist, but the photo just sent me.
Yeah. You've got to see the photo.
It's so cute and funny and so obviously a pom-pom.
Yeah. I really hope that the person who rescued it and took it in gets to keep the hoglet pom-pom.
Yes.
It's like Pet Rock leveled up. You know?
1000%.
Yeah, totally.
Because this isn't actually an exotic animal, we're going to return this to you.
Yes. Leave it in your care because obviously you care for it so well.
I would totally pull
wet food.
Yeah, I would pull in and That's Why We Drink and just memorialize this pom-pom like they did with Lemon.
With Lemon. Yeah.
And make like a little stand or like a cover for it and just have this hoglet pom-pom with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I really hope that they're taking good care of the not quite a hoglet, wherever that pomglet is now.
Pomglet.
Okay, this next one is definitely our most sent headline this month. And I completely understand why, because this is shocking and absurd and a real Weekend at Bernie's moment for the ages.
Oh, no.
It could probably count as douche of the month because this is a pretty wild thing to do. So the headline reads, woman wheels a corpse into a bank and tries to get him to sign off a loan in her name while holding his head up in front of suspicious staff who ask why he looks, quote, very pale.
No.
I'm so glad you're covering this because it was also sent for a corner.
Yeah. This is fuck. Now, there are photos. I didn't put them on the drive. I don't think these need to go on the blog. You can Google them. But it is wild. I don't know. It made me feel like icky to like share the pictures of this dead man in a wheelchair at a bank. It wasn't
blurred out.
He is blurred out, but at least in this article. But I don't know. I was like, I'm going to skip that. But the photos that, if you choose to look it up, will show you the moment a woman wheeled a corpse into a bank and allegedly tried to get him to sign off on a loan in her name while holding his head up in front of the suspicious staff. Bank employees started filming the pair and ended up calling for an ambulance and police as she used her hand to keep the deceased pensioner. So this is in the UK. He's a retiree. He gets a monthly pension. The deceased pensioner's head upright and told him, "Uncle, are you listening? You have to sign it. I can't sign for you."
Oh my God.
And she's like holding his hand and trying to like
fully dead.
Oh, there's no way to mistake this for a deceased person. Footage showed
person?
Yes, a living person. You're right. Footage showed the woman telling the dead man to grip hold of his pen hard as she placed it between his fingers and encouraged him to sign a piece of paper at the bank branch in, it's not in the UK. This is in, near Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Okay. A bank worker witnessing the scene told the woman, quote, "I don't think this is legal. He doesn't look well. He's very pale."
Oh my goodness.
She replied, "He's just like that," before she told the dead man, quote, "If you're not well, I can take you to the hospital. Do you want to go back to the hospital again?" It's so unhinged, dude.
There's so many things wrong with this.
Do we know how she got a dead guy?
I mean, if it's her uncle, maybe she had been a caregiver or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll tell us. We'll find out. This is a developing story. The video showed the dead man's head swaying back and forth before she grabbed hold of his neck with her left hand from behind. She urged him, quote, sign here and stop giving me a headache, but was met with a logical silence from the man that she was pretending to have a conversation with. The surreal incident happened as this was written yesterday afternoon. Paramedics called to the scene confirmed that the deceased pensioner, Paulo Roberto Braga, 68, had passed away just a few hours earlier. He was fresh.
Well, still warm, baby.
Probably not. But the woman who wheeled him into the bank, Erica de Souza Vieira Nunes, was arrested at the scene and told police she was his niece as well as his carer. So yeah, that makes the most sense. Officials have appeared to signal they are related and are said to be checking CCTV cameras inside and outside the bank to see if Mr. Braga's family member was on her own or with alleged accomplices, amid suspicion that they could be dealing with an organized fraud. I feel like there has to be somebody else involved because she would have had to pack this man into her car, unload him from the car, put him in a wheelchair, and like, I hate to use this term, but it's like literally the term dead weight.
Right. Yeah.
That's not an
That's heavy.
easy. Yeah. And she's not she looks like a pretty tiny woman.
Yeah.
So
I mean, unless she just like waltzed down the street with him in a wheelchair and just rolled into the bank.
Maybe.
Still.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe they walked from
there.
home. I don't know, but it's wild. The results of a postmortem to establish cause of death have not yet been made public. The police chief confirmed after the arrest that Mr. Braga had already been deceased when he was wheeled into the bank. And he added, quote, the investigation is continuing to identify other family members and to find out if he was alive when the loan was arranged and when it dates from. Local reports say the loan was for about 17,000 Brazilian reais. I'm
Sure.
sorry. But that's around like $2,500. Two men were also jailed in Ireland last July for attempting to use a dead man's body to deceive a post office and claim his pension, which isn't that like mail fraud and something else?
Identity theft.
I never really understand mail fraud.
It's kind of like an extra thing they can just tack on to certain crimes, I think.
Yeah. But I feel like I hear about it all the time, and then I'm like, I actually don't know what the fuck that is, but whatever.
New episode idea.
Yeah, we should do a mail fraud crimes just so that I can fully understand what it is. We spend 2 hours.
Amanda needs to learn things.
We spent 2 hours with Lucy just patiently trying to get me to fucking understand what mail fraud is. And then you give me a little quiz at the end, and we never even cover a case. I'm
adding it to the calendar right
It's just
now.
a Lucy Masters class on background, and then end with a quiz by Amanda. Perfect.
Exactly. The guy in Ireland was named Declan Hawley, and he was 41 and was sentenced to 2 years and 2 years in prison. 37-year-old Gareth Coakley, who also helped, was sentenced to 18 months in prison. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, obviously, this is not the U.S., so they don't have the same like sentencing structure, but I am a little surprised at how short those sentences were for literally hauling deceased people. I can't. It's just wild. Yeah. So this, like I said, we are still waiting for some more details on this case. I would love to be kept up to date. So algorithm/wine coven, do your thing. Send me all the DMs about this specific situation.
We need to know. We're hooked.
We need to know. All right, I have one more for you today, and I just wanted to open up an opportunity for all of us to collectively grieve together at this tragic news. From the Associated Press, they report Chicago's rat hole has been removed after the city determines the sidewalk with the animal impression was damaged.
It was damaged, but it was art.
It was art. Someone got married there.
It was a memorial.
There was a queer wedding at the rat hole.
Oh my gosh.
So this says the rat hole is gone. A Chicago sidewalk landmark some residents affectionately called the Rat Hole was removed Wednesday after city officials determined the section bearing the imprint of an animal was damaged and needed to be replaced. The imprint has been a quirk of a residential block in Chicago's North Side neighborhood of Roscoe Village for years, but it found fresh fame in January of 2024 after a Chicago comedian shared a photo on the social platform X, but Twitter. The attention, however,
It's Twitter.
It's always gonna
Stop
be Twitter.
trying to make X happen.
It's not going to happen. X is so fetch. The attention, however, quickly grew old for neighbors who complained about visitors at all hours, sometimes leaving coins and other items scattered across the sidewalk and memoriam.
They're grieving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus,
Some people.
really, can't we just have our rat hole?
Some people's kids.
This rat gave its life to create this monument. It needs to be memorialized and celebrated and loved.
I want to believe
disrespectful.
it's super disrespectful. I want to
have dug
believe.
it up.
Where's PETA about this?
Yeah, you're being oddly
Good
quiet.
fucking point.
Or maybe my theory that I've had in the back of my head is correct, that the rat is thriving wherever she is and was not harmed at all in the process of being crushed into concrete.
Just left her mark.
I'm
on
also
Chicago.
curious
Covered in wet cement.
how it's so cartoonish. Like the rat print is like splayed, almost as though the rat fell from a height into this soft mush and then like figured out her shit and wandered off. I don't know why I'm just really feeling strongly that she's a strong, independent lady rat, but leaving
there
her
weren't
mark on
any
the
little
world.
footprints
into it.
walking away.
There weren't, so maybe someone did just like peel it out.
Or she just decayed.
I don't know. We have questions and we need answers. Many in the neighborhood argue that the imprint was actually caused by a squirrel.
What?
This
What?
is very controversial. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm reviewing the rat hole photo. No,
Wait,
there's
what
no
do you
way.
mean?
The tail is so skinny.
Well, keep reading. There must have some kind of evidence.
I doubt it. Erica Schroeder, a spokesperson for the Chicago Department of Transportation, said the square of sidewalk, quote, containing the famous Chicago rat hole is now in temporary storage. Maybe they'll put it on display somewhere.
They fucking better, honestly.
They
Natural
really
History
should.
Museum
Yes.
of Chicago. Now, go.
Yes.
That museum is incredible, and this would be perfect in there. She said that where the slab of sidewalk, which has an impression resembling the outline of a rat, claws, tail, and all, will eventually end up, is expected to be a collaborative decision between the city departments and the mayor's office. Schroeder said the rat hole section, as well as other portions of sidewalk along Roscoe Street, were removed by Department of Transportation crews Wednesday morning after the agency inspected them and determined they needed to be replaced because of damage. Georgia Ulrich, a neighbor, shot video of crews using a concrete saw, a forklift, and finally a truck to remove the slab and drive it away. I feel like they were being very careful to preserve the rat hole. And
Well, I hope so.
I'm pleasantly surprised at that. I appreciate that.
yeah,
you
with
know?
the gentleness with which they approach this. It's okay, this is amazing. Quote, all this for a rat imprint, Ulrich said in one of the video clips. New concrete was poured later Wednesday. Quote, the alderman's office has definitely received complaints from neighbors about people gathering and people placing a bunch of different objects in the public way there. Alderman Scott Waguzpak's office, crushed that,
Flawless.
had been receiving complaints for several months, both about the portion of sidewalk being uneven and people congregating there to look at and photograph the rat hole. Quote, it was just a combination of the fact that the sidewalk was uneven and also that people would show up at various times of the day and night and make a lot of noise and create other issues and problems. That's fair. If the rat hole was getting to be too wild and neighbors got to sleep, folks got to walk on the sidewalk. I get it, but I'm also sad, but I'm happy to know that it's going to go somewhere. In January, someone had filled in the rat hole with a material resembling white plaster, although the impression was quickly dug out by fans, according to the Chicago Tribune. So the only way to stop people from doing that shit really was to take it away.
true.
Chicago resident Winslow Dumaine told the newspaper that people living nearby said the imprint had been there for nearly 2 decades.
What?
Before this comedian saw it, I don't know who, and made it go viral.
My God.
Can you
I didn't realize it was
imagine?
that old.
I didn't either.
I don't understand how it didn't become famous before that.
Well, if it's that old and people in Chicago, at least in that area, like knew about it and didn't care about it, and we didn't really have social media 20 years ago the way that we have it now, that wouldn't be like, I don't know. Americans, our brains are so rotted that like this feels like news now, and 20 years ago that would not have felt like news.
No.
Now we're
very
like
true.
the Chicago rat hole. So I think that she was just, the rat hole was just waiting until her moment
In the
to
sunshine.
be known worldwide and then get the honor that she deserves by being displayed somewhere immaculate, which is what I hope will be her final resting place. But those are my headlines for this month.
That rat is dead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
man.
yes, that rat is very
Forever
dead.
memorialized, you know?
Memorialized.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
Amanda held out some hope.
yeah, I did. That the rat had walked away, but even if the rat did walk away, she's not 20 years old somewhere. I don't think that's possible.
No.
But if you have rat hole news, updates, or any other hole adjacent or not hole adjacent funny headlines, send them my way. I'm
Hole
sorry.
adjacent.
Hole adjacent headlines. My
You got
DMs,
whole news?
my
Send it
DMs
to
are
me.
always open for hole news 24/7. That hole is always open.
You got a hole for holes.
You got a hole. And you can do so via our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. If you go to contact us, we've got this fun little, what are those called?
Drop-down
With
form?
a drop-down menu. I'm fine. My brain is totally functioning today. And
a normal website thing.
a normal website contact page, select funny headline, and shoot it over my way.
Send it to my hole.
Send it to my hole.
Welcome back. We've got a handful of coven confessions that we are going to make Kat McNamara cold read.
Yep.
Dramatic reading.
I
I
can't
am a
believe
very willing victim.
you are willing. That's honestly what I was just going to say is like, we don't lie
We
when
didn't force you to be
reach
here.
out to guests. Like, do you want to come cold read these like unhinged confessions? And everybody's like, yes, I do.
Yes. The amount I have had to literally, because I listen to this when I'm running a lot, the amount I've been running in like a forest somewhere and just cackled to the squirrels and just seemed like an absolute psycho.
I'm very
at
concerned that
these
you're running in a
stories.
forest, but we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that later.
I end up in a lot of weird places in the world, and I like to go to nature and run, so I end up in some pretty strange places. But, when I'm listening to murder, it makes me feel a little better about myself for whatever reason.
You know who else ended up in weird places all over the world and like to go to nature and murder? Israel Keys. So just be really careful, Kat.
That's how he centered himself.
Yeah.
He went out,
I'm a runner.
stalked people.
I like to
I'm a
camp.
runner.
I
You can
love
try
nature.
and catch me.
You
True.
are fast. All right, take it away. This is
All
the
right.
part you were born to play.
Here we go. It's a good thing that I have, cold read experience.
You do.
Because I hope it's going to serve. This is really, my entire acting career has led me up to this moment.
This
I've
is
been
your
training
peak.
for this.
This is your peak. It's
This is
only
and the
only
end.
downhill from here. Yeah.
Honestly, the number of people that I've called and been like, I get to be on Wine and Crime this week. I'm so excited. I get to read the Coven Confessions. And they're like, okay, Kat, it's okay. You're
Okay.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay, here we go. So this first one is called Unforgettable.
Oh no.
I am bracing myself.
My face is red already.
I know. I'm nervous.
Hi, gals. This isn't the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me, but it's probably the weirdest. Off to a great start. To preface, I'm a 24-year-old lesbian with a wonderful, beautiful girlfriend. We love a healthy relationship.
We do.
This happened around the week after Christmas. The week of Christmas, we both ended up getting the flu and were incredibly sick that week.
That
I will say
sucks.
that is the true test of a relationship when you both get sick and you're stuck together, especially during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You really learn a lot about that person.
Yep.
I think the key to this success is that neither one of them was a man.
That helps.
Because a
Maybe.
sick man is the worst form of torture.
For
There's-
which person involved? Both?
The other person.
Yeah. Let's
Not
be
the
honest.
man.
Ay. So this listener continues, I mean, taking my temperature every 20 minutes, not leaving my bed rotting for days type sick. Oof. I only say this to provide context for a point later in the story. By the time I got to see her, I was so excited. A few days in hetero time. There we go. I'm reading. A few days in hetero time is like 8 years in lesbian time. Fair enough.
Holy shit, that's funny.
Cut to us kissing and being all cute.
Uh-oh.
My girlfriend will sometimes kind of pull my tongue with her mouth to be cute and playful until it wasn't. Oh no. When she gave my tongue the slightest, and I mean slightest, y'all, pull, my tongue popped. What?
What? What does that fucking mean?
I don't know. Oh no. It's a weird feeling, so I stopped and said, hey babe, my tongue popped. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
This was met with a, what do you mean it popped? Yes,
Thank you.
that's what we want to know. I don't know, it just popped. Cue the blood. I ended up tearing the frenulum under my tongue, which...
No.
Oh no, it's the skin under your tongue that keeps it attached to the lower jaw. Boom, ripped in half. Oh my goodness. What happened was I weakened the skin by putting my thermometer continuously under my tongue the week I was sick and didn't think about how thin it had gotten. I didn't know it was that fragile.
Oh my God. This is such a PSA.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I can feel it.
I'm never
I don't.
taking my temperature through the mouth again. Rectal only.
Rectal only.
It's the only safe way. It's the only safe way.
It's a much tougher orifice.
Way tougher.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So when a little pressure was applied, it snapped like a rubber band. The visual and the audio suggestions.
Yeah.
Cue my slight panic, but not letting it show because I'm a super brave lesbian. Yes, you are.
I'm a super brave lesbian.
Oh my gosh. So I did what any lesbian would do. I got the mouthwash, swished it in my mouth a few times, rinsed my mouth, and went and had sex with my girlfriend. Yes, ma'am.
I had shit to do.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, Listerine cures anything, so
that
well
sounds
done.
so painful. Like Listerine on like a bleeding wound in your mouth.
Oh
The
my
stinging.
gosh.
My mouth is watering in
Yeah.
a bad way.
Did it hurt? Incredibly bad. There was a hole under my tongue. Oh my gosh. I hope your girlfriend appreciates you.
Seriously.
For the brave lesbian you are.
Yeah,
I hope that was some good sex.
really.
Yeah. Anyways, my tongue healed like 3 days later. It's insane how fast mouths heal. Cool.
Oh my God.
And of course, I have really good oral hygiene, so it ended up healing beautifully. I guess this is just a warning to everybody that your tongue can pop and rip, but don't panic, it'll heal right up. Lots of love to gals and pals.
Oh my God. This was educational.
This was
True.
one of the most educational and horrifying confessions. My tongue hurts. I don't. Nope. I like it.
No,
You're
well,
not the bravest lesbian out there.
thanks to the wine
I'm
coven
not.
for, bringing the education and the weirdness to this.
I've never thought about cutting or hurting or popping my frenulum. And now I will only think about that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Okay, so I've noticed a theme in these story titles. There's a theme here that is titles of projects I've done that have been assigned to these stories.
Oh my God. Is that Andrea,
Is that what she did?
our producer?
Oh Oh my God, she totally did.
Andrea, you're fucking brilliant. And I love how quickly you clocked that.
Well, it's only because there's one that couldn't be anything else because it's so specific. And I was like, this is associated with the project? What's happening? No, it's Andrea being incredibly clever. So shout out to Andrea.
Genius, Andrea.
Oh my
I love you
gosh.
so much.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's so good.
So the next one is titled Indiscretion.
Okay.
Which was a lovely film I did with Mira Sorvino and Carrie Elways.
What?
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah. When Carrie Elways plays your dad, you have to readjust a lot of things in your brain. But he's
Yeah.
the nicest man.
But only for however many months you were shooting. Then you can go right back to how you felt
lusting.
before. Yeah.
He's such a dear. We're still really close friends. But
That's great.
yeah, he's like the most daddest dad that ever did dad. Okay, here we go. Indiscretion. So this is a story.
Oh God.
I'm already scared.
I know.
On my 30th birthday, I was out and my ex hit me up.
Boo.
Already trouble.
Boo.
I decided to go hang out. Okay. We were messing around and went to the carpet. I told him to get hair gel as lube.
Ooh.
Why? Well, I'm assuming this was a lube emergency. We had no lube and this was the backup.
I hope so. Because the next thing they say is, I know, disgusting. Next thing I know, I'm bleeding profusely and called my friend, an ER nurse. She looked and said, go to the hospital.
So you like FaceTimed your friend.
I was going to say, are we FaceTiming here? Is that what the situation is?
I am trying to rack my brain to think of a friend or family member who I could FaceTime and be like, look at my vagina. Should I go to the ER?
Yeah.
Probably my Aunt Gail.
My grandma was an ER nurse for most of her career, so that would be my call.
You would FaceTime your grandma and be like, Grandma, check this,
out my vag.
check
If
this
I'm
vag
bleeding
out.
profusely, there's no choice at this point.
Fair enough. I
Like,
love
be like,
that.
Cover up, babe. I'm going to FaceTime my grandma quick.
Yeah. Also, nothing phases my grandmother at this point.
Oh,
so
God
it's
bless
safe
her.
Not
bet.
if she was an ER nurse for
No.
however
Yeah.
long.
That's fair. It's definitely not the weirdest thing she's ever seen. So
No, it
Go
is
off.
not. I've heard some stories.
that's a good emergency contact to have for hair gel lube mishaps. All right, let's hear
Oh my
what
gosh.
happened.
Got there and was evaluated and got sent to the bigger hospital for emergency surgery.
Surgery.
Oh my gosh. I had a grade 4 vaginal laceration from a fist.
Okay,
Oh.
so that's not necessarily the hair gel's fault,
No.
but the hair gel probably didn't help.
Wow.
No.
Getting fisted by your ex.
Oh
Hey,
boy, that's
you
just
do
another
you.
level of
Mm-hmm.
okay. I survived, whatever.
That's written in here. I survived, whatever.
Casual Tuesday.
Then I start as a travel nurse, and my assignment is this small hospital. I walk in on my first day and see the doctor that saw my vagina that a fist had just ripped in half. I'm not sure if he knows it's me, but we now work together every week, and I love my job.
Honey, he knows it's you. I feel like you don't really forget a case like that.
Probably not.
He knows it's you and he's being professional.
Well,
A man's fist, well, just any fist up in there,
that's so large.
Listen,
that's reverse birth.
Yeah.
Get
I mean,
punched in the
whatever floats
cooch.
your boat,
Exactly.
you know? But man, that's
Y'all
ambitious.
do
Ambitious.
you? I
That's-
really,
That's the good word for it.
very ambitious. I really thought this was going to be a cautionary tale about lube replacements.
Yeah.
Went in a completely different. I was like thinking, okay, burns maybe
Mm-hmm.
from it, something
Mhm.
like that. But nope, we went in. That's not where this went. That's
Nope.
not where this went.
No.
I'm impressed and
Yeah.
I'm in pain. Now my top mouth and my bottom mouth are feeling some type of way after this first two confessions.
My two frenulums.
My two frenulums.
Oh gosh.
So I'm just gonna stretch and listen
Yeah.
to the next one.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
from
gonna
rat
brace
hole to
myself.
fist hole. Here
Seriously,
we go.
the theme is things that can happen to your rat holes. Yeah, your holes.
Mhm.
So this next one is called True Justice, Family Ties.
Okay.
But this one is what cued me to the theme.
Clued you in a little bit.
This is
I
amazing.
can see why.
Wait, this is too specific. So I've wanted to send this story in for a long time, but was listening to the GAC episode with the story about women using someone else's toothbrush, and I decided to finally send this in.
Oh, God. We had such like a rash of these toothbrush and hairbrush masturbation stories.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was like,
There were a lot.
it was so funny.
No, but we'll never forget the hair paintbrush.
Oh,
ever.
my God. I definitely didn't
Or
make
the
a paintbrush
alleged
out of
hair
your hair.
paintbrush.
That never happened.
Just so you know,
just so
I'm
you're
sure
aware.
you've heard people talking.
It's all over the school message boards, but I did
haven't
not
made a paintbrush out of your hair
in years.
recently.
Although in a pinch, pull it out of the hairbrush and put a rubber band on it, and you might be able to make it work.
1,000%.
Yeah. If y'all don't use it on the show, I hope y'all can at least get a good laugh out of it. Well, we're using
here
it
we
on the
are.
show, baby. Here we are. So picture this. It's a couple days before New Year's 2017. I was newly 17 and decided that I was moving out like I'd planned for 5 years. Oh, 2000s, baby. Okay, here we go. I had all my stuff packed and I was legally ready to go. My parents were going to be out of town for New Year's, so of course I had my girlfriend over for New Year's, clearly. We had a great night, including having sex on my parents' bed.
Nice.
Nice. The next day they came home and my evil stepmother went back to making me be Cinderella.
Ooh.
This just took a plot twist.
Yeah, it did.
I cleaned the kitchen and she came home and threw a big bitch fit about how the baseboards weren't clean. She said, I'm going to go run a couple more errands, and when I get back, they better be spotless.
Okay, what's 17-year-old? I mean, I'm 36 and I barely pay attention to my baseboards.
Wow.
Come
I mean,
on.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Well, I made them shine, got every inch, every crevice. Her toothbrush worked really well.
Oh, yuck.
Yes, I love this. I love this.
Wow.
This is badass.
Wow.
Oh,
I
fuck
love they use
yeah.
like Pine Sol.
Honestly, this is a short film waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I put it back, grabbed my stuff, and told them I was leaving when they returned. I didn't talk to either parent for 2 years after that, so I honestly don't know what happened, but they never said anything about it. They're also very dirty people, so they slept in their cum-soaked sheets, and she probably brushed her teeth with a dirty toothbrush for at least 2 months after I left.
Yuck.
Whew! That's a lot of information about your family.
So much.
Although the writer said that they had
Yeah.
sex on that bed too.
Yep.
So
That's true. That's
who's
true.
come?
Right.
I don't know. Definitely the worst thing I've ever done, but I don't regret a damn thing.
Wow.
As you
I hate that you had this experience as a child to the point where you had to move out when you were 17. Like that could not have been easy. And love that you just had a little bit of vengeance on your way out in the form
little
of some
quiet
cum
revenge.
stains and evil stepmom's toothbrush on the baseboards.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Oh my
Well,
God. Yes.
Thank you for sending in your valiant story.
Yes. Incredible.
Yeah.
We're proud.
Next one is called A Sort of Homecoming.
Mm.
Hello, my fun ants.
Aw.
Aw,
I love that.
I love it. We're all in our fun ant era.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
This story goes back to the very beginning of Panini in good old North Carolina. Of the Panini
the
in good old
Panini.
North Carolina.
I forgot we used to call the pandemic the panini. Oh.
Well, it's not a bad thing that I have done. It's a fun story. I'm telling it for a friend.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. In my final semester of my senior year of undergrad, my internship got cut short due to the panorama, and I spent most of my time attempting to watch webinars and write short papers about them. Shout out to this listener for all of the fun pandemic words.
I know, I love it.
I was living with my parents at the time. Since they lived in my college town, my then boyfriend was also staying with us because free food and my dad's a retired chef.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I'd
Smart
move in.
boyfriend.
Can I
Smart
move in now?
boyfriend. My parents are older in their late 60s, early 70s, with my mom being an art hippie and my dad from Denmark, i.e., we are a left-leaning family.
Cute.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me and my parents spent a lot of time outside drinking mojitos or margs, and it was time for my dad to plant his herb garden in his little above-ground herb stand.
We're moving in.
We're moving in. We're the
done.
fun ants.
Yep.
We are allowed.
Yeah. DM us your address. We'll be there.
Tell your
Right
dad
there.
we're coming.
Yeah, tell your parents to prep the guest room.
And we're
moving
coming
in
hungry.
forever. Yeah.
Quick side note, my parents live at a country club neighborhood on a golf course right on the tee box. As my dad is digging in the dirt, me and my mom are enjoying the nice weather, and I hear my dad go, "Oh, there's something hard in there. Oh shit, it's a gun."
What?
Oh.
Can you imagine? Okay,
It's a gun.
Oh shit, it's a gun. When we bought our house, I did a bunch of work in the backyard before I literally was like, this is way beyond my capacity. I have to hire someone to finish this, but I did like rip out a retaining wall in the yard, and it was full of like weird, broken, old like toys and weird, creepy shit. I guess years prior, there had been like a family of hoarders that lived in there, and the backyard was like full of stuff, and the house was full of stuff. So I think things just like got smushed down in there, but I never found anything this crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Oh,
I have
God.
to make sure I wear thick gloves, like really thick gloves for this with like the rubber in it. Cause it's like, there's
Yeah.
broken glass in this retaining wall. Why? What the fuck?
Well done.
Anyway, shit, it's a gun.
Also, the dad being from Denmark, he was
Right?
probably like, fucking America.
Sounds like the Swedish chef.
Yeah.
I was going to try and do a Denmark accent, and then I was like, nah.
I was too,
don't-
and then I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to try. My future employment will thank me, hopefully.
They're like, we heard that episode. You are not getting this role.
Catherine McNamara canceled from Hollywood after botched Denmark accent on low stakes comedy podcast. my funny headline next month. Catherine McNamara in hiding after appearance on Wine and Cry podcast.
Rumor is she's living with a family in wherever this on a country club with a Danish chef.
Yeah, we'll know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be hiding very far. Anyway, back to oh shit, it's a gun.
Yep.
Oh shit, it's a gun.
I immediately stand up, and my dad is holding a handgun that is covered in dirt. I tell him to put it down and stop touching it because I don't want his fingerprints on a random gun that's been buried in his herb garden.
Oh shit.
Fair.
I call my then boyfriend, who was still asleep, and asked him to come down and make sure the gun had the safety on. He was an avid hunter who actually understood firearms.
Okay.
Good.
This
good
boyfriend
plan.
is just doing the most.
Checking
Yeah.
the boxes.
I called the police department to report the newly found gun, and they sent out some officers to check it out. I FaceTimed my high school best friend who lived on the other side of the neighborhood to show her our new plant. Sorry. Is this like a stress response or
Right?
something?
Well, maybe she's referring to the gun. It's our new plant.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was in the
Yeah.
garden.
After a few laughs and what the fucks, her British mother in the background goes, "Oh my god, my friend's husband had his gun stolen last night. I'll call her."
No
What the
way.
fuck? Also, why is everyone foreign?
Right? Well, maybe this isn't in the US.
It could be.
Yeah, that's
Her
very
friend also lived in the neighborhood a few streets from my parents' house.
Wait,
and
I
he had
lied.
his
This
car
is in North
broken into.
Carolina. I'm an
Oh,
idiot.
okay.
They said that at the top. Okay, continue.
Yes. Her friend also lived in the neighborhood a few streets up from my parents' house, and he had his car broken into, and the people had stolen his gun, film equipment, and hand sanitizer.
Oh.
Oh, this was the hand
Hand
sanitizer
sanitizer.
shortage as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Oh my goodness. The husband then came down to our house after the cops had arrived, and they checked the serial number on the gun compared to the guy's registration for the gun, and it matched.
What?
Whoa.
Therefore, the gun had been stolen from his car and had been buried in my poor dad's herb garden. My car stayed outside and it was not broken into despite that. I had hand sanitizer in my car along with Lysol wipes.
That would have been a good hit.
Yay in parentheses.
Yay in
So cute.
Good for you for your sanitation.
Seriously.
The cops told us they might come back for the gun since they tried to hide it and said to keep our outside lights on.
Oh, that's a good point. That's really creepy.
Oh, they were stashing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's a fun story to look back on now, but at the moment it was a huge what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the photos and it's a nice party story. Sure. Always lock your car and lock up your guns so hoodlums don't steal it and put it in an old chef's herb garden who doesn't understand how guns work.
Oh my God.
I feel like
wild.
this story should just be a stage play where you have all these different characters running out in and out of this urban. There's so many people involved in this.
Yeah, it was such a complex
And they all have
tapestry.
accents.
Yeah, it's true.
Truly.
This
Wow.
is so odd.
Well, you did a phenomenal job
Yes.
cold reading all of those.
Thank you
You got
very
the
much.
part.
You got the part. Yes. I love that Andrea pulled stories pertaining to former projects so that she'll be so pleased to know that you clocked that so quickly.
A sort of
Much
homecoming.
appreciated.
They don't have anything to do with the story, with the confession at all. Like,
That's
No,
not
but
true.
it's
A
great.
sort of homecoming totally fits because the gun was returned to the original owner.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, okay.
They found some of the stolen stuff.
True justice, family ties. That
Yep.
fits.
Yep.
Yeah.
The toothbrush. Yeah.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
fits. You're just
Indiscretion, getting fisted.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And
I
ripped.
take it back. I take all of it back,
Yeah. As you should.
as I am.
Well done, Andrea.
Yes. Thank you.
Well done, Andrea and Kat.
Yes.
Thank you for doing those cold reads. That was
No poop.
amazing.
A lot of blood,
No
though.
poop.
A lot of blood.
Wow. Many holes, though. No poop.
So many holes.
I don't think we're going to touch on poop at all in this whole episode.
Well,
What?
we need to take a
Incredible.
moment to delete everything that Lucy was about to talk about and replace it with something diarrhea adjacent, or I am walking off
We're
set.
going to have to take about a 20-minute break
Yep.
here.
No. Lucy, I'm nervous. What have you cooked up for us this month?
Well, I've only got a couple of things because honestly, I was going to read the dead guy in the bank. One
Oh,
also-
sorry, I stole it.
That's okay. That's
bad.
totally fine.
Okay.
But this first one, it's an article from Newsweek. This was sent in by Coven member Corey M. And
Thank
this
you, Corey.
describes an absolute dream of mine that I did not know I had until now.
Oh no. What
Okay.
dead thing?
The glee on your face. I can't wait.
So the title is Human Jawbone Found Embedded into Tile by Couple Renovating Bathroom.
There's fear coming from the basement.
There's fear coming from the tile in your new bathroom.
What?
A family renovating their bathroom had been left shocked to discover what experts suspect is a section of human jawbone in one of the new tiles that had been installed, like on their floor.
In the tile?
Yep.
Like someone ordered this tile
Yep.
and people are installing it and are like, oops, there's a jawbone stuck in this tile?
Not even. I'm going to get to it. It's bizarre.
I
So-
don't get it.
In a Reddit post shared under the handle Kitty Padelli 75, a man who asked not to be named and would only disclose that he's based in Europe, so this happened somewhere in Europe,
Okay.
showed an image of what he suspects is a mandible, so like your bottom jawbone,
Mm-hmm.
found embedded in the travertine stone floor of his parents' new bathroom. So travertine is a type of
Okay. That I
rock.
assume will be like applicable to how this fucking happened.
So whoever
Yep.
installed this tile just didn't notice that there was a human jaw?
No, and there's a picture on the drive which will be on the blog,
Oh,
so you
gosh,
can
I'm
see
scared
it.
to
What?
But I'm going to do it anyway.
That is shocking.
Yeah. So you recognize that like kind of tile, like it's a common bathroom floor tile looking material.
Yeah,
Ah!
but I would know that that's pretty obviously teeth.
Well, I mean, yeah, yes, but now that you know what it is that you're looking at, I don't know if you would like identify that necessarily. But let's just keep reading. So this anonymous man told Newsweek, quote, "I spotted the mandible because I'm a dentist and it looked very familiar. It's not so much the teeth, but the shape of the arch." He added, "At first I thought it was a fossil of a random animal. Then with a closer look, I realized that was very familiar and it looked human.
I wouldn't necessarily clock that it was human, but to me, it looks like a jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we are also only seeing the picture where it's just that. I think in the like mosaic of the rest of this stone.
Maybe.
There's lots of patterns and,
Maybe.
So the dentist said that it was a little unnerving, that discovery. He said, quote, "I was unsettled at first, but also I was in disbelief that it could be human. I needed a specialist's help."
This guy, this is the most, I know because it's your segment, you always pick the most loosey-coded shit. But like, this guy is like, yeah, it was a little unsettling, but I was so fucking curious. Now I just have to like know everything about that's so loosey.
Well, if he's a dentist.
Yeah.
He's a
This
doctor.
directly pertains to his interests and his skill set.
Yup.
What a gift.
And he saw his parents are like, go check out our new bathroom. And he goes in, maybe like taking a shit on the toilet and just looking at the floor and being like, oh.
Can you
that looks
imagine having to perform in front of a deceased stranger's just jaw right by the toilet?
I would fucking love it.
Yeah, you
That's
would.
why I'm saying I didn't know that I had this desire until I found this story.
Well, next time you redo your bathroom, go for travertine.
Yep.
Because you might get a jawbone.
You might.
You never, travertine's like a box of chocolates.
Oh my God.
I'm going to send this to the architect we're working with for the new house.
Please do.
Because,
Please do.
Yeah. Get me some
Recreate.
human remains.
This is the look we're going for. Thank you.
Dead human remains.
No!
Okay, so he was like, I need the help of an expert. So that's what led him to share the discovery on Reddit. From there, the poster was able to source the expertise of John Hawkes, a professor of anthropology at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Go Muskies.
He regularly writes about paleoanthropology, the study of human evolution through fossil and archaeological records. So
okay, that applies.
He's going to know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The dentist discovered through his parents that the travertine was sourced from Turkey. A closer inspection of some of the other tiles revealed more potential fossils, though nothing as significant as this potential human mandible. So travertine is a type of limestone known to form around natural springs. The water that emerges from this source can often carry with it high levels of dissolved calcium carbonate, which forms rocks when the water evaporates or cools.
Okay.
So basically, where they source this rock from, it's like really high potential for preserved fossils.
Wow. Okay.
In a post written on his blog, johnhawks.net.
Ooh. Creed thoughts.
Doc. Hawkes said that it is common for fossils of dead animals, including humans, to form within travertine. He adds that it's not necessarily a surprise for one to turn up in a bathroom tile like this because those kinds of tiles aren't like closely inspected.
Wow. Wow.
Cat's like, oh.
I'm just making a mental note to never use travertine.
This is
Send it
wild.
all to Lucy.
Send it all to me.
Lucy's entire house floor to ceiling is about to be fucking travertine. It's going to be shocking.
Just walking around with a microscope.
I will say, this reminds me, so I play Dungeons and Dragons because
Hell
I'm a big old nerd.
Do.
And I bought a gift for a friend of mine who plays. There's a company called Artisan Dice in Texas, and they take old like people who've donated their bodies and skeletons to science, and then when those skeletons are retired, they take them and turn them into dice.
Cool.
And they're just the coolest freaking thing.
I want to be turned into dice.
So this is different, but I was given some dice, and there's like fake moss and bones in it.
Ooh, oh, I've seen those.
Those are gorgeous.
I have those pinned on Etsy. They're very cool.
Well, I got
so
them.
pretty.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh my
Fuck
gosh.
yeah.
Well, travertine and bone dice. There we go.
Seriously.
Yeah, be turned into dice. That'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
Okay, so Hawkes continues in his blog post, quarries rough cut travertine and other decorative stone into large panels, doing basic quality checks for gaps and large defects on the rough stone before polishing it. Small defects and inclusions are the reason why people want this travertine in the first place, so they don't merit special attention.
Okay.
So you want these little inclusions in there.
Yeah.
Because
that's
they're
the look.
usually
That's the
not
style.
a human jawbone.
Usually.
Hawks added that it is unlikely anyone buying travertine would see the panels until they were actually installed. So
Okay.
he says, quote, what this means is that there may be a lot more hominin, so that's a type of primate directly ancestral to humans. So there might be lots more hominin bones in people's floors and showers.
Whoa.
He continues to say, most will be hard to recognize because random cross sections of hominin bones are tough to make out from other kinds of fossils without a lot of training.
Right.
Which is why this dentist was like, that looks like a human mandible.
Right.
Certainly, somebody has more pieces of this mandible. If you take another look at your shower wall and suspect an ancient human is looking back at you, it might actually be one.
No, because I definitely have one of those brains that like sees faces in everything.
That's just human evolution.
I know, but
Yeah.
you can't say something like that to me.
Just know that if you have a travertine shower, you're just showering in the Paris catacombs, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I don't have a drop of travertine in my house, thank God. But now I never will. No. Mm-mm.
You know what materials to avoid.
Well, and it's also all about to be sold out because you're going to buy it all
It's true.
True.
for your
There's about to
travertine
be a
house.
global shortage of travertine.
Just a house built of travertine.
Completely.
My yard is just tile.
You never have to mow.
No. I just have to Swiffer.
Just be careful in the winter. That ice on that travertine. Mm-mm.
And like rain. Oh, God.
And like teeth.
Yeah.
I
I better have a lot of fossils to really get it kind of grippy.
Yeah.
We need the friction.
Yeah. For
Okay.
sure.
So in this instance, while the dentist said his parents did express concern, quote, about having a paleoarchaeologist team destroying their home, they are planning on handing the tile over to an expert for further study.
Okay.
They're relinquishing the tile.
Okay.
Having been told that the mandible could potentially be anywhere from 100,000 to 1,000,000 years old
Oh my God.
and represents the remnants of, quote, a Homo erectus or similar who fell into a hot spring and died, the man has high hopes for what the experts might discover.
Wow.
So
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So the poster says, quote, one of the anthropologists told me it's like finding the Mona Lisa. You can't sell it. You have to put it in a museum.
That's unbelievable. I guess I didn't realize how old these remains are.
Yeah.
Well, it's essentially fossilized. It's
Yeah.
in the rock. The
Yeah.
rock formed around it. And then they dug up the rock and cut it into tile. And they just happened to slice this in half. That means the rest of this person's body is in other tile. Maybe
like
Your
it.
fucking giggles. Stop it.
I will say, the fact that it's fossilized and not some poor person in a tile factory who
Right,
just ended
right.
up in a tile, now it's cool. I'm on
I
board.
feel
Lucy.
better about it.
Okay,
but-
I can see why you were hesitant to be as enthusiastic about it.
Yeah,
before.
it was a little sketchy. I don't know why in my brain I clocked it as like you said, Kat, like someone fell into this thing and then decay. Like I
the
assumed
tile furnace.
right.
Yeah.
That this was like old, but not like 100,000 to 1,000,000 years, like full blown fossil.
Like hominid and not just human.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Put it next to the rat hole in the museum.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We need museums for strange things embedded in stone and concrete.
The Museum of Strange
Decorative
Holes.
tile.
The Museum of Strange Holes. Okay, we're
Weird
opening
holes.
that. Weird holes.
TM.
All are welcome. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Weird holes should be the name of your next project.
Yeah.
Weird holes with Katherine McNamara.
I'll work on it.
An investigative report.
Written, directed, and produced by Kat McNamara.
Oh, no.
and starring. Okay, so to wrap us up, I have a very unique obit sent in by Jeannie.
Oh, okay. Janae.
So this is taken from Instagram, from the Topeka Zoo's Instagram account.
Cute. Okay.
The Topeka Zoo is deeply saddened to announce the untimely passing of Karen, one of our community's favorites here at the zoo. Karen, a vibrant and beloved ostrich, tragically succumbed to complications arising from consuming a foreign object.
Oh, no. Do we know what the foreign object is?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Oh, God.
There's a picture of Karen on the drive. She's gorgeous.
I was wondering why your only 2 photos were this truly stunning. Her eyelashes are next fucking level.
I mean,
Karen,
what serum does she use?
seriously, Karen looks timeless. And then next to this fossilized bath tile. Very
Mandible.
confusing. Very confusing.
Backed a lot into just 2 articles
You
here.
did.
Okay, so Karen, who had been an adored resident since the opening of Giraffe and Friends in March of 2023, was known for her water-loving habits like swimming in the pool, playing in the sprinkler, and best of all, being our dancing queen.
Stop it.
She
I'm
probably
so
did
scared
that
of
weird
ostriches.
ostrich
With the
dance.
neck?
Yeah, and they just go back and forth and like flap their feathers.
Ostriches are freaky. They're
They're-
dinosaurs.
They're scared, and they just look angry.
They're
She's
huge.
got RBF big time.
Yeah, but she's fierce. I love Karen.
Zoo guests and staff alike formed deep connections with her, captivated by her playful antics. The circumstances surrounding Karen's passing serve as a solemn reminder of the importance of vigilance and care in maintaining the safety of our animal inhabitants.
What asshole at the zoo threw some bullshit into the cage and killed Karen is what I want to fucking know.
More
It's murder.
sad than that.
It's murder.
No.
In this instance, Karen reached beyond her exhibit fence to grab the keys of a staff member.
Oh, no.
She immediately swallowed the keys.
Oh, Karen, no.
Zoo staff consulted with experts across the country to undergo surgical and non-surgical efforts to minimize the impact of the keys, but unfortunately, these efforts were unsuccessful. The Topeka Zoo remains committed to ensuring the well-being of all of our animals, implementing rigorous protocols to safeguard against such incidents in the future.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Karen.
so heartbreaking.
I know. We are devastated by the loss of Karen, expressed Fawn Moser, interim director of the Topeka Zoo. She was not just an animal, she was a beloved member of our community. Our thoughts are with our dedicated animal care team who formed deep bonds with Karen during her time with us.
Karen.
In light of the tragic event, the Topeka Zoo conducted a thorough investigation and is taking appropriate actions regarding the team member involved. I feel bad for the team member.
I know. I
Me
mean,
too.
you think about it, like they're coming and going through all of these locked enclosures. You put your keys like on a clip on your pants, and it, you know, you maybe don't think, or maybe I've seen people like tuck their keys into their back pocket, but like you bend over, the keys fall out. Like,
And she's got a
it
long
could happen
neck.
to anybody.
She reached out and grabbed them.
Yeah.
Additionally, the zoo will be reviewing and enhancing its protocols to further strengthen the safety measures in place for all its residents.
Oh,
The
sweet
Topeka
muffin.
Zoo, I know, extends its deepest gratitude to the community for their outpouring of support during this difficult time. In mindfulness of our staff and community, comments on this post may be monitored.
Yeah.
So, of course, I read the comments. And my favorite
Oh,
one
God.
came from @VioletStorm,
Oh,
who posted,
no.
"Good night, Karen. Sweet dreams. I know the team member who got their keys snatched is feeling awful. I just hope they know it isn't their fault. Those keys looked really good."
Oh, Violet Storm.
I know, it was just a sweet post. And
Karen, why did you eat the keys?
Karen ate the fucking keys.
Damn
Probably
it, Karen.
shiny and sounded pretty, and you know,
Yeah.
They looked really good.
yeah.
Also, as we record this, I cannot find my keys.
Check beans.
Well, I brought beans to brunch, but Bill had to drive because I couldn't find my keys. They're somewhere in my house. They're not in beans. She made it through brunch. I tried to offer her a
about
little bit of
pepperoni?
scrambled egg and a literal black bean, and she refused, though. So maybe she did eat the keys. Pepperoni would never. She is much too ladylike for such escapades.
It's true.
She would never.
Well,
Wow.
I hope no one ate your keys because keys kill.
It's true.
I probably did something silly of like put them in the fridge when
I was just going to say, check your fridge.
Check the microwave, check the fridge.
I'll check
oven.
everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's
Check your
gonna
hole.
Be fine. I'll check
True.
Karen.
Check Karen.
Anyway,
Bless her.
so that's what I've got for us.
Wow. That
was a-
jawbone.
Mm-hmm.
Wowza.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird.
Really fucking cool.
I'm excited I hope they like release the results of whatever they discover from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone hears an update,
We want it.
please let us know.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And huge thank you to you, Katherine McNamara.
Yay! Do
you
the sound
wanna-
effect.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
yes. Sorry, yes.
Yay!
Thank you.
Hurrah! Tell the people where they can find you and keep
Yeah.
up with all of these cool projects you have coming down the pipeline.
Well, first of all, thank you both for having me. As I said before, I've been a huge fan
You're
for
welcome.
years, and you bring so much light and humor and education to my life as I travel all over. It always feels like home when I can listen to one of y'all. So
Oh,
My
that's so
God,
nice.
you're so sweet.
you can find me on Instagram at cat.mcnamara, on Twitter at cat_McNamara.
There it is.
Fucking Twitter.
And I do have a TikTok that I don't really know how to use. It's Cat G McNamara, I think.
I'm going to follow you. I
it's
also don't
really-
really know how to use it.
Me neither. I have 2 TikToks.
Yeah,
I'm a lurker.
Yeah, I've got about 4. I don't know. I'm learning. And then, IMDb always has my most updated stuff. So please keep a lookout. I'm doing a bunch of Comic-Cons this summer all over the world. So if you're listening, keep an eye out, and I hope to see you there.
Well, if you're coming to the
Fun.
Midwest for any of those, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take good care of you.
Well, if nothing else, I'm going to try and find a wine and crime tour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming too, babies.
Sounds excellent. Well, thank you again to Kat, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.